Hello everybody, Siraz here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another matchup. Today we have a TVZ between these two players, and as the Terran we have ThisisJimmy, and as our Zerg player we have VT Zerker. So a little bit about these guys. ThisisJimmy has been playing since the beta. I've seen him in play in a number of smaller tournaments. He usually does pretty well. Usually he's like... I think he's won a few small tournaments, but he's not like a super ridiculously... I mean, he's really good, don't get me wrong, but he's not like the type of guy who won a ton of those tournaments, but he did pretty good in most of them. And yeah, he's a pretty good Terran player. And I don't know too much about Zerker here. You guys see us on Team VT, some other guys in that team, like, I think like Trump and... who else is on VT Gaming? Well, there's a couple guys on VT Gaming, and they actually host like a tournament every week, I think, stuff like that. So they're pretty involved in the community. But yeah, like the name, I think I watched him in like a King of Hill maybe once, like back in the beta. That's about all I know of Zerker. I don't really remember too much about his play. So yeah, this will be kind of interesting to see these two guys play. I really haven't watched ThisisJimmy play in a long time either. You know, I cast some of his games when I used to cast the Open Wolf Cup, when that was still around. And, yeah, so it'll be kind of interesting to see him play again. So looks like we do have a hatch first here for Zerker. Pretty standard, I mean, for this matchup. Pretty much all Zerg players do go hatch first. And we'll have to see if ThisisJimmy goes for a 2-racks or what he does. No, he does have that gas up, so probably not a 2-racks. And looks like we're just going to see more of a standard game being played. Sometimes on this map, the 2-racks can be kind of hard to hold off, but it's not ridiculous. The biggest problem with holding it off is it's hard to defend your hatchery and your ramp with a spine crawler. So you can put like a spine crawler here, but then that leaves like the other side open to being attacked. So it's kind of hard to defend with a spine crawler. But I mean, we're not going to see it anyways, so it doesn't really matter. ThisisJimmy going for a fast Reaper. Interesting. Reaper before even making a Marine, so just allowing the scouting to, I mean, not really walling offline, the drone to get in here and scout, and looks like he's going to see if he can do any damage here. It looks like he's actually going to try and get a Reaper in a bunker. I don't think it's going to happen, though. He's going to be forced to run away with that SCV and cancel the bunker. Probably going to leave it up, keep these drones as busy as possible, and then cancel it at the last minute like he did there. And where did that Reaper go? Reaper is finally out. We'll have to see what this guy does manage to do. Can kill infinite speedlings if controlled correctly. Well, not speedlings. Can kill infinite lings until they do get speed if controlled correctly. And this could actually do a lot of damage. We don't see any gas for a Zerg player yet. Bunker trying to go up again. And now this Reaper going to kill a lot of lings here. We'll have to see how is the control of ThisisJimmy actually jumping down. Uh-oh, that could be bad. Doesn't want to jump up there. The bunker does give him vision, though, so this is pretty good. We'll be able to kill a lot of lings here. Oh, needs to back up, needs to cancel that bunker. I don't know if he got the cancel or not there. That would have been a lot of lost resources. I think he did. And taking out all those lings, another bunker coming up. The Queen now out here, though. The Queen should be able to stop that bunker from going up. The Queen trying to get that Reaper, not going to happen. Another Reaper out as well. It's not often you actually see Reaper play these days, but the Queen does take out the... Oh, and that Reaper does go down, but does take out the SCV, but this Queen just Reaper just continuing to harass. We do see Zerker throwing up 2 extractors, probably to get speed ASAP, once again canceling the bunker there. And interesting, I have not seen Reaper play in a long time. Interesting choice here, taking the second gas, going to slow down the gas of our Terran player here. But yeah, that's the thing. Haven't seen Reaper in a long time since they increased the Roach range, but still working out pretty well. These Reapers doing, you know, a bunch of damage so far. Looking at Units Lost tab, ThisisJimmy actually lost quite a bit more. But I think a lot of that, okay, so Units Lost tab here, kind of not really all that accurate, because every time you cancel you lose the whole building cost, so that's probably why it is so high. But yeah, just continuing to harass here as best he can, slowly working forward the bunkers. What these will allow him to do is to retreat into the bunkers and make him very good against speedlings when the speedlings do pop. It'll be very hard for Zerker to break here. Zerker just waiting for speed. That queen does go down. Another one is up already. And this is kind of a precarious situation for Zerker. I mean, he's doing a good job. His worker count's still looking really good. But he's got to be under a lot of pressure here. I mean, yeah, like I said, he's doing a great job. He definitely is handling this well. Not panicking, not doing anything like that, but he needs to watch out. He could end up losing some of this, losing this hatch, losing another queen, losing a lot of stuff here that he doesn't want to lose. Finally, though, speed's almost done, but Ling's not very good against these bunkers. We might actually, I wonder if we'll see like a run by or anything like that. Could be kind of interesting. Trying to get another queen, wants to be careful, doesn't want to lose these guys, and speed almost done. I think Zerker is just waiting for that. Speed is done finally, and now this should make this game a lot harder for ThisisJimmy. Zerker actually catching every single one of those Reapers in the open, and that will be the end of ThisisJimmy's aggression. So in the meantime, ThisisJimmy getting up another command center, finishing his wall off, going tank. Looks like he's probably just going to, I don't know where he's going to transition into, maybe just a marine tank sort of build. And yeah, Zerker just being like, alright, well, no way I can break through this. ThisisJimmy putting up that supply depot, doing a whole lot of nothing. So yeah, interesting. I don't really know if it was worth it for ThisisJimmy. He probably didn't do enough damage. Exactly. And in the meantime, he's basically contained at this point, so it's going to take him a little while to break out, and he's going to be a little bit behind in the meantime. Tank is out, though. I mean, there's no way we're going to see any sort of break, or any sort of Ling aggression in this wall. And I think we're just going to see a transition into Marine Tank here from ThisisJimmy. In the meantime, Zerker just continued to macro up, building as many drones as possible, getting his lair. It's a pretty standard play. Surprisingly, ThisisJimmy up in the worker count. So very good job of continuing his macro, though he needs another base very soon, or he's going to find himself, well, he's basically at saturation, if not oversaturation at this point. We have a ton of reactors going up, 2 reactors, so yeah, I think it's just going to be standard Marine Tank, and we are going to see a response by Muta, so interesting opening. Like I said, we haven't seen Reaper opening used a lot at all recently, but it's interesting that ThisisJimmy decided to do that, and then it's going to transition into a standard kind of game. Ling Bling versus Muta, and we'll have to see which player does it better, basically. We do have a macro hatch going up for Zerker here, and a little counterattack going to probably force this to lift up for just a moment here. Still no expansion, that kind of hurts. Yeah, ThisisJimmy just lifts right back up. And needs to start, you know, pulling out here, securing this low ground, maybe put down a bunker, pull some of these units into the tanks. Definitely could, I mean, I think that's what he's going to do here, just bring down a tank, push out here, no problem. We'll be able to secure his base. Going to move his Marines in front so we don't see any sort of Lings. There we go, picking off a few Lings that stray into the range of the tank. And now it's just 2 base on 2 base. Would kind of suspect a Zerker wants to take a third pretty soon. Does have 5 Mutas on the way, so probably going to take a third around the same time as Mutas pop. Usually that's pretty good timing here. ThisisJimmy going to do some nice scouting with this Reaper. Reaper's very good at that. Might even just play some. Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna check to see, make sure there's no third up yet. That's a really good choice. Might run into a little bit of trouble right here if he jumps up on this ledge. But for now, he's in a good situation. Yeah, doesn't want to get any closer to those Lings. Oh, and the Reaper going to run away, but gonna get taken out. Oh wow. Zerker actually not seeing that Reaper, choosing just to ignore it. Going to go for his meter harass. ThisisJimmy looking like he is in a good position. Oh, lots of turrets up already. Should not do too much damage. Nice positioning here, kind of forcing the Mutas not to even go to this side. Forcing them more towards the middle where his Marines are, so. Good positioning of his turrets by ThisisJimmy. Burrow being researched for our Zerg player, Zerker. Wonder what he's going to do with that. Probably going to maybe go for some baneling mines. something like that. Put some lings around the map, so it's harder for ThisisJimmy to expand. A couple options you can do with that. And ThisisJimmy just continuing to macro up. I wonder when he will choose to push out. Hasn't got really any upgrades yet. Stim is still not done yet either, so he's probably waiting for that. Stim really crucial in this matchup. I mean, it's so good. And looks like the mutas are going to try and poke around this side. Good to run into a turret, but probably won't be able to take that out relatively quickly. Jimmy needs to get Marines up there to stop this. Yeah, and the mutas are forced back. Took a little bit of damage. No SCV damage, though, so ThisisJimmy just really didn't do too much there. Going to throw down 2 turrets this time. And Zerker going for the gold. So, kind of odd. A lot of times you do see Zerg players go for this base instead, but I guess he just wants the extra resources. This base is a little bit more vulnerable. I mean, it is closer to the Terran than this expansion, but it might be worth it for the gold. Mutas continue to try and find any opening, not really find anything. ThisisJimmy's defense is pretty good. He has, I mean, good position of the turrets, good position of Marines, looking very solid, not going to lose anything to mutas. I really like this play. Zerker going for some upgrades, double evolution chamber. Going to get all the upgrades for his lings and banelings. Going to definitely help. ThisisJimmy finally getting some upgrades, getting combat shields, getting infantry level 1 weapons. And his macro's slipping a little bit, getting kind of high in the mineral count. Probably wants to think about moving out pretty soon or taking another base. We'll have to see what he opts to do. Yeah, looks like he's getting ready to take another base. Zerker cleaning up the Reaper down there, but ThisisJimmy knows that this expansion is probably going to be coming relatively soon. And he double expanding, so interesting. Well, actually, it's kind of common to see Zergs do something like this, like their 4th and 5th take it at the same time. But it definitely will help Zerker quite a bit. But looks like ThisisJimmy going to poke out, but oh no, is he going to run over these banelings? Oh, that hurts, killing so many Marines there. That was a huge blow, not many banelings, so very nice job by Zerker. Just a great positioning. ThisisJimmy not even suspecting that at all, but now ThisisJimmy fortified position here. Gonna be very hard for Zerker to break this. Marines stimming up, killing a muta or 2 there. Needs to be careful though, can't let these tanks get picked off. Needs the tanks to kill this mass force of lings and banelings. And that base, the gold base, does go down. So that's very good for ThisisJimmy. But you have to remember, Zerker did double expand, so he's definitely still in a decent position for these bases once he gets them up and running. ThisisJimmy trying to defend his tanks best he can. Zerker doing a good job of picking off tanks or doing damage whenever he can, not really taking too much damage on his mutas. And ThisisJimmy just kind of scrambling around, trying his best to defend these tanks. Well, these mutas just continue to dance around, and we do see just a buildup of units from... Well, actually, interestingly enough, we don't see any units building from Zerker here. He needs to build something. He does have a lot of resources. Zerker doing a good job trying to pick up units from the back, bringing in some banelings as well. They do not hit, though. And wow, lots of Marines being built, just tons and tons of Marines. This is going to be very hard for Zerker to break now. It would have been a lot easier before all those Marines came down, but looks like we're going to see a huge counterattack instead. Probably a good choice. Does not want to fight that other army head-to-head, but pretty good positioning, blocking those Zerglings for a while. Looks like they are all going to go down, and this expansion of ThisisJimmy going to get taken out. Tons of banelings. Not even choosing to roll in, doesn't even need them. Going to roll into the main instead. Going to try and get these banelings into this, the workers here. And all these workers going to go down. But the banelings just walk right by, not on attack move. Oh, that would have been so devastating. Back in the main base of Zerker, though, losing a lot himself. His expansion is going to get taken out. These tanks not even sieging up, just kind of A-moving to try and kill the Zerg player as fast as possible. Zerker, in the meantime, trying to kill Jimmy as fast as possible. This is going to be a base race between these two players. And wow, no idea how this is going to turn out. Terran probably has a slight advantage in this situation as he can fly his buildings away. And looks like he's going to completely clean up everything of Zerker. Zerker still has this one base going on here, but that's about it. Tons of units for Zerker as well. Looking at the army count, Zerker a little bit in the lead, but he has a lot of workers, so actually his army is smaller Then the army of ThisisJimmy. So he can't really fight straight up yet. Needs to either get a great battle going on where he can kill this force of ThisisJimmy, or he needs to just kind of sit back and try and re-macro. What do we have? Do we have any workers surviving? Yeah, we do have some workers surviving for ThisisJimmy, and ThisisJimmy just trying to decide where to replant his base. Creep kind of everywhere, so not going to be all that easy for ThisisJimmy to find some place. Needs to wait for some of that creep to go away. And Zerker, in the meantime, putting down 2 more bases. So he's going to be up with a 3 base, and this will help him. He just needs to get some more units, needs to get his economy going just a little bit more, and should be in a good situation. So ThisisJimmy needs to make something happen, needs to find these other bases. Does he know about where they are? No, he does not see this base here, and he hasn't seen these bases yet, but no surprise there. So using his buildings to scout around the map, very good choice. He knows he probably can't compete with the remacroing of this Zerg player here, because he just doesn't have a good place for a base, doesn't have a command center up. Oh, he can't even build one. Oh, so ThisisJimmy actually has to kill something, has to kill Zerker right now, otherwise he is going to lose. He doesn't have enough for a new command center, and look at all these Baneling mines. This could be just huge, killing a bunch of Marines there, gonna kill a bunch more Marines there. This is just gonna work out perfectly for him. Oh, so good. Oh, those Banelings were so good, guys. I hope you understand. Those Banelings probably just won the game for ThisisJimmy. All the Marines are down. Where are the Mutas? Muta's just going to move in here and clean up, and that is going to be GG. Looking kind of harrowing for Zerker here, but just managing to get Baneling mines in a great position, and basically that won him the game. So excellent, excellent, excellent choice or use of Baneling mines here for Zerker. Just kind of showing the power of Baneling mines in certain situations. So I hope you guys did enjoy that replay. That was a pretty good replay between these two players, and yeah, so it's pretty good. I like that replay a lot. Zerker's macro slipped a little bit, but he definitely made up for it with great Baneling placement. ThisisJimmy, you know, there's not much he could really done about that. This one down here, maybe he could have scanned, but at this point, you know, when he was moving through here, he had to move through here to kill Zerker, and he didn't have any scans, didn't have anything to see him, so that's pretty much just great use of Baneling mines there. I mean, what more do you guys want? So yeah, but with that, I don't know, just gonna wait a little bit so this replay isn't spoiled for you guys. I don't know what to talk about. I have not watched Idra versus Jinro yet. I'm excited for that match in the GSL. That should be very cool. I want to see those two guys play. I think Idra's going to win. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'm just rooting for the Zerg player, but I voted Idra on my liquid bet. Okay. So this is something, send me, I was going to say, if you guys find any good replays, definitely send them to me, SirazTV@gmail.com. And yeah, I guess I might as well talk about this now. I was thinking about possibly doing some replay analysis. I don't know if I want to do it live or do it on YouTube, something like that, try and give people some coaching advice. So if there are any Zerg players out there who would like some, like to see their replays analyzed, definitely send them to me at SirazTV@gmail.com. Make sure to include that you want them like analyzed or whatever, so I don't just say, oh, somebody send me a replay. Like either way, if you want to send me a replay to cast or send me one to analyze, definitely make sure you specify that in the email. And Zerg players only. I'm a Master League Zerg player, so I don't know. I'm okay. I'm not great. I don't think I can really coach much past mid-level Diamond, since I'm not above there myself. But yeah, definitely I can try and help Zergies out there. I could probably even, well, yeah, definitely help some Zergs out there. So yeah, send them there. I'll see what I'll do with that. I still haven't really decided on exactly how I want to do this. I did some stuff with the Let's Talk Zerg, the one video I did, but I never really got around to making the other ones. I wasn't I'm still not very comfortable with the TVZ matchup or the ZVZ matchup, and that's kind of why that never really came to fruition. I still think there's way too much that I can't really talk about, or that I don't really know well enough in that matchup to really talk about it. But I might actually, if I don't get really a response to anything else, or I don't know, if I don't do something else with coaching or whatever, I might try and resurrect some of that series. But yeah, once again, I think that's it. So send me your replays. All right, with that, Siraz saying see y'all later.